So WWE UK edition was... Okay, but why? A $1 billion show literally opened with King Corbin talking about poopy and Roman Reigns' testicles. The big balls. Awesome, but that was not even the highlight of the show, people. Something very, very amazing happened. Something that I'm very excited for. You already know what I'm talking about. Sasha Galenyu Him Song featuring Snoop Dogg.
Hello, Sasha Banks.
Yeah, so anyway, that was an interesting SmackDown. Not the worst UK edition I've seen, but not the best either. What the hell was that?
Into itsy, bitsy, tiny, the big dog's testicles, a little chihuahua.
Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Greatness of SmackDown. Whenever we get these UK editions of WWE programming, I cannot get excited about it. Mostly because we get spoilers everywhere and it doesn't seem like WWE try as much. Even if they do, well... you know, it's pre-taped, we see spoilers everywhere, the crowd sounds awful. Not because it's a bad crowd, like UK crowds are amazing. The issue is, it's edited. We got a few amazing moments, obviously the biggest one being, you know, Bray Wyatt attacking Daniel Bryan, that was amazing. You know, Sasha Banks' new theme song, I'm very excited about it. But then you get the dog, you get some boring matches, you get an embarrassing main event. I think they actually taped Raw after SmackDown. Imagine the crowd. That is going to be a terrible Raw. Anyway, so let's talk about SmackDown. The show opens with Baron Corbin, and that was a horrible promo, one of the worst promos I've ever seen. So goofy, so bad. At first, Baron Corbin gives Roman Reigns major props for fighting and beating leukemia, and then I've just got confused, man. Like, this dude started talking about Roman Reigns' testicles because they're small, and he showed a big dog on the screen barking like a puppy because that's Roman Reigns apparently. And then he started barking himself because Roman Reigns' bark is starting to sound like a little chihuahua. Fans chant, "We want Roman." When fans chant, "We want Roman," you know it's bad. Corbin says Reigns isn't even here, but he will be here at the end of the night. I still don't understand the point of the promo. He even had a poopy bag. I mean, Roman Reigns versus King Corbin is not a marquee match, something that I wouldn't put in front of a UK audience. And then you give us this promo and it's like, okay, I didn't care. Now I don't even want to watch it. I made a point on my AEW review that TV-14 is amazing in wrestling. People say that PG is not a problem. Well, it's not the major problem, but it's still a very big problem. Cody versus Jericho, this rivalry is legit because we hear the swearing and all this kind of stuff by Jericho and Cody. And then you watch SmackDown and you see Roman Reigns, basically calling him a chihuahua and showing us a big dog, and that's second grade humor. We got the New Day backstage with Kayla. They need to catch up with Charlotte Flair's reign count, and they're doing it for Woods. And that's when we got the SmackDown Tag Team Titles match. The New Day versus the Revival. I'm pretty sure most of you saw the spoilers as well. So even though the match was great, I already knew who's gonna win the match. And it was obviously the New Day. I don't have a strong opinion on it, but I'm kinda tired of the New Day, so I'm not really hyped. I wish we got the original Survivor Series match, so that's the major problem I have with this title win, because I honestly wanted to see a Revival in the Survivor Series match. It looks like a bigger match in my opinion, all former NXT champions. But of course, every time we have Survivor Series, they switch the champions just because of the pay-per-view. I'm not mad that the Revival lost the titles, but really, to the New Day, something different would be really appreciated. We see Roman Reigns walking backstage, arriving to the building. Shorty G stops him and warns him about what King Corbin said earlier. "I'm very short, so I gotta suck up to the locker room leader, Roman Reigns. Believe that." Really? why would Chad Gable care? Back from the break, Sami Zayn stops Daniel Bryan in the back, and he basically says that the only reason Daniel Bryan didn't beat Adam Cole last week is because he didn't join Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. He says just ask Cesaro and Nakamura what he's done for them, so I guess Cesaro is a member of this alliance? I honestly had no idea. Sami says Cesaro and Nakamura will be in tag team action tonight. He invites Bryan to watch. And like always, Sami Zayn was very entertaining in this one. Like, this man is amazing on the microphone. It's kind of a shame that Sami Zayn is not the one who's actually the Intercontinental Champion. Heavy Machinery came out for a match, but they got attacked by the Imperium. From WWE NXT UK, I don't know why. Like, I know why in WWE's logic. This show happened in UK, so obviously they're gonna have some UK guys. But what I don't understand is, why would they care? I know it's NXT, but they're not part of the Survivor Series. Why would they care? It was a cool moment, I guess, but they didn't really got a major pop like you would expect. But this time, SmackDown was ready. We got people like The New Day, Apollo Crews, Ali, Shorty G, who made the save as the Imperium retreats to the crowd. Then we got Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro versus Ali and Shorty G. That was a pretty nice match, and Sami Zayn proved that he's actually valuable. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura actually won the match with Sami Zayn's help. And Daniel Bryan was obviously watching the match, and he was kinda intrigued. It seemed like he's kinda considering it. I mean, after all, he watched the match. If he didn't care, he wouldn't even watch the match. So there was still this chance that Daniel Bryan is going to be a heel. Then we got Nicky Cross versus Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks actually got a new theme song. Not necessarily a brand new theme song, but a remix of her original theme song, and it's basically the one from WrestleMania, where basically it has Snoop Dogg, and I don't think it's better, but it's still pretty good. She's a heel, so I guess it makes sense. It wasn't necessary, but a welcome change nonetheless, because, well, you guys know I love Sasha. We got the match, so it was kind of interesting, I guess. Sasha Banks is Bayley's partner. Bayley was watching the match. Nicky Cross is the most recent, challenger for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So it was kind of unpredictable in a way, because you don't know who's gonna win the match. You kind of expect Nicky Cross to challenge again, but if Sasha wins the match, she must be the number one contender, logically. And that's actually exactly what happened. Sasha Banks ends up winning the match. So in my opinion, they are already planting seeds for Sasha Banks versus Bayley, and that's obviously a match I want to see, but that's not the only reason why I think they're already planting seeds. Well, Shayna Baszler actually interferes after the match. She attacks Bayley, but Sasha Banks didn't rush to help Bayley. And that was kinda weird. So it must be WWE planting seeds, and that's a match I honestly want to see. It's been building since like 2018, At first they were rivals, then they were a tag team, and people wanted to have a heel turn. None of them turned heel, then both of them turned heel. So we never got that rivalry on the main roster, on Raw or SmackDown. I should not be saying the main roster anymore. What's main if it sucks? I mean, let's be fair. Who else should challenge Bayley for the championship at this point? Sami Zayn is backstage with Daniel Bryan, and he basically asks if Daniel Bryan is going to join. The lights go off once, and I think most of you knew what's about to happen, but I didn't know that it's going to happen during the same segment. I just thought that The Fiend is, teasing it. But yes, it goes off the second time. The Fiend is behind Daniel Bryan. He attacks him with a mandible claw. And dude, that was special. He laughs the whole time. And yes, we have a big rivalry coming up. And I'm pretty sure this is a match we're gonna get at Survivor Series, because WWE decided not to do a triple threat champions match. Adam Cole versus Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar. Instead, from what it seems like, we are going to get some marquee matches. So at the end of the day, I cannot really complain. Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. That's a dream match. Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. That's also kind of a dream match. So I cannot complain. And if you remember this rivalry back in 2014 or 15, it was great. Now, Bray Wyatt is even more entertaining. He's even more special. So I cannot wait to see what is going to happen. And if anyone is going to get cheered even just a little bit against Bray Wyatt, it's Daniel Bryan. So that was obviously the highlight of the show. And after that, nothing came even just a little bit close. We got Tyson Fury playing up to the crowd. He talked about, traveling to Saudi, US, and basically his home is right here in Manchester. And he has some unfinished business with a certain WWE superstar. Strowman hits the ring and says Fury wanted him, so here he is. Fury thanks Strowman and they shook hands. Next time we should be in a ring together, we should be a tag team. Well, nobody's stupid enough to face us. The B-Team's music hits, and that was actually pretty good. Axel says, hey morons, we're stupid enough to fight you. What do you know, WWE actually made something funny. And of course, they buried the crap out of the B-Team. I should not say buried because, well, it's Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman, but you get the point. They destroyed the B-Team. That was a nice moment, I guess. Not something I would care about. The only question left is, well, is Tyson Fury still in the WWE? Are we going to see more of Tyson Fury? I don't know and I don't care. We got Carmella and Dana Brooke versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. That was possibly the lowest point of the show. Well, at least something was on the line. Dana Brooke and Carmella won the match and they earned the spots in the Survivor Series tag team match. And then we got the main event, Roman Reigns versus King Corbin, and that was very, very, very bad. And look people, I'm not talking about the quality of the match, I'm talking about the booking. So basically we got a pretty long match, it was like 15-14 minutes or something, and in the first 5 or 4 minutes, we got Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler interfering, basically trying to distract Roman Reigns, but they never actually hit him, so Baron Corbin was never disqualified. Anyway, as expected, Roman Reigns destroyed them like a couple of losers, and then at the end of the match, they tried to distract him again, they got their butts kicked again, and Baron Corbin ends up winning the match. Let me ask you something. What does that achieve at all when it comes to building a superstar? One, it basically made Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler look like a couple of losers. Second, Roman Reigns didn't lose any credibility at all. And third, King Corbin won the match, but he achieved nothing out of this. You got two people helping him and he could barely win the match anyway. So it changed absolutely nothing other than making Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler look like a couple of idiots. Why would they care about the match anyway? What's the story? Am I missing something? In my opinion, they should have just had a Raw vs SmackDown segment or something like that. At the end of the day, you are taping Raw in the same arena. Couldn't you have AJ Styles and Randy Orton interrupting in the middle of the match, attacking everyone, and we get this brawl and Raw stands tall or SmackDown stands tall, whatever. Anyway, so I'm not saying that the show was bad. We got a few enjoyable moments, but overall it still felt like a filler, so I'm gonna give it 5 out of 10. It was pretty mediocre. Let me know your score in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching the video. The great one, peace, love, and hugs.